bad. Like I said, I'm an incoming freshman this fall, and I don't know, I've been writing for as long as I can remember. So I'm going to read 3 pieces if I have time, pretty short. The first one I have is a poem I wrote called Green, and it has a backstory. When I was little, I always loved to run, but I couldn't understand why I was slower than everyone else. And this October, I got diagnosed with exercise-induced asthma, which explains a lot. So I actually wrote this poem right before I got diagnosed. So, at a school race to keep our pace, they told us of a monster. He'd jump on your back and make you lack, and then he'd make you wander. The only way to get him off was to run even harder. We would run, he would then fall off and disappear until you stopped again. We ran and ran, it had began, and we were all afraid that if we got too tired, he would jump right on my braid. My side ached and I was too tired, so I stopped to rest. I looked at the others and I was so impressed. They ran so fast, I was so slow. I wish that I could be. Another monster got me, the one that's envy green. So that's that one. I'm going to read an excerpt from a book I'm working on called Dystonia. I'm just going to read the end of chapter 1. She took the bus alone and got home to a house that looked like it was in a deep sleep. She called for her mother with no reply. She suddenly heard the reply of a man's voice. Something inside jumped with excitement and joy as she ran into the family room to see the TV on and her mom asleep on the couch with drying tears on her face and a sad expression where a smile usually was. She smiled to herself, not a happy smile, not a lying smile, more of the way a mother smiles at a child that has just painted the walls. She pulled a blanket over her mother, wiped the tears away, and turned off the TV. She quietly went upstairs to bed. As she walked through the hallway, she passed a family picture they had just taken a few months earlier. She smiled as she saw the smiling face of her mother, but the smile quickly faded as she saw her father holding her mother so close. She hated him. And I'm going to read a piece I actually wrote an hour ago. So it is untitled. I quickly opened my eyes, but without moving my body, I pulled my mind away from the nightmare and into reality. Suddenly, my brain filled with ideas, events, and troubles of the world I had just tried so hard to come into. School, work, homework, grades, friends, drama, boys, love, family, expectations, future, all in my head at once. I quickly sat up and quickly regretted it. I suddenly felt as if my brain was throbbing and my heart was beating too fast. The chicken I had eaten for dinner was a boulder in my gut. I suddenly stood up and realized that I had a life I had to continue, to drag on another day. I didn't do my homework. I looked like a mess. My brain was getting too big for my head. I tried to walk and I failed. I fell on the ground and felt faint, but I stood up, got dressed, put on makeup, and walked out the door to the bus. Everyone asked me if I was okay. They told me I looked sick, but I pushed them away. I did this every day, and I could do it again.